stamps on the passport.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tay. It's your girl Jazz and
Shantae.
And actually, welcome back to our first episode of 2025.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. And we're coming in hot. We have a really good episode in store for you guys today. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm actually honestly excited for like the next couple of episodes and like we're planning.
We're doing so good. We're starting off on the right foot.
Yes. But since we haven't, like talked to everyone or talked to each other in a while, what have we been up to? Let's do high level, obviously, because
very much because there's a lot to catch up on. But I would say the last month or so, last couple of weeks have been pretty decent. Some top highlights are a photo shoot that I got to do with Bay. We're getting ready to launch our own little couples podcast. So and cute. Surprisingly enough, you think that we would have done more together, and I think this was on our second one. We did one for our Christmas card last year.
Yeah.
And then we technically did a photo shoot for this do-rag company, but it was a group shoot, it wasn't an intimate, yeah. So it was really fun, and it's so funny how awkward couples can suddenly get around a camera.
Honestly, I just feel like being in front of the camera yourself is a lot for a lot of people. And then adding another person, a lot of people don't know how to pose just themselves. And then add another person, it's they don't know how to pose themselves, and then to pose them together, forget about it.
And I have my shoulders are pretty broad, and there's just certain things that I can't do because it kind of just makes me look like I'm I don't know, just things that I have to be aware of. And the photographer kept telling me that I looked rigid and I looked stiff. I was I don't know what you want from me. I'm sorry, because if I do this, then I'm just gonna look like I'm hunched over. I don't know what to do here.
Ooh, I hate well, do you feel like the photographer gave you any direction on what could work?
So I will say yes, the photographer they've done a lot of photo shoots, so they definitely have experience and aren't afraid to let us know what looks good and what doesn't look good. But I also how certain photographers, I don't know how to describe it, okay, wedding photos, there's always a certain set of must shoots or just kind of cliche-y type of flicks
for
that
sure.
You want to get.
For sure.
The some of the direction or some of the I guess posing or energy behind certain photos felt a little
engagement photos
forced or a little oh, act like you guys somebody just said the funniest joke and look at him and give a good laugh, and it's this isn't what we're doing for this, that's not the vibe we're going for.
I get that, because I honestly would I remember when I did that wedding photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already nervous because I'd not done a wedding style shoot, but then in general, she was okay, so now you need to look like you guys are married. And I was could we have could he and I not have gone on a date before all of this, so I could at least get to know the man?
Right.
You're telling me to be all up in his face. I'm I don't know him at all. He's doing dips and stuff. I was I was happy that he was comfortable and had done it before, because that was what I needed. But I still, they were okay, you look like you don't know him. I'm
I don't. I'm so sorry.
Not even a little bit.
I'm trying, I promise. But yeah, and then we had a really cool and fun weekend in Spokane. We went to go and visit Gonzaga, because that's Viv's alma mater, whatever that expression is. It was women's basketball alumni weekend. So
the Bulldogs?
Yes, they're the Bulldogs. Go Zags.
Go Zags.
Which also found out there's a couple Coug campus buildings over in that area, and of course it's close enough to Pullman, so that makes sense. But there was also a pretty decent amount of Coug flags and stuff around. So
oh, for sure. Yeah, they have the WSU Spokane campus, so that's why you see a lot of that. But I was also going to say, I don't know if you knew, because of the way the Pac-12 disbanded or whatever you call it. So now
was telling me
Gonzaga and WSU are in the same conference, so they play each other. which is
The
interesting.
WCC, I learned. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I was like, well, when they first disbanded, the only people that were left were WSU and OSU, and I was like, really? They couldn't have left us nobody to compete with? So I'm happy that there's some competitive teams, but that's really cool.
It was cool. Like, and it was really cool to see her old like stomping grounds. Like, it was cool. Like, I'd never been out there, so it was the first time for me to like see everything. And
was it snowing?
No, actually, it was cold, but like no snow. There's a couple like pictures of her throughout campus, like and on the basketball area and stuff, and it's so cute and so cool to see, and like, you know, she loves it, you know, like she really does love it, but she'll act like, ugh, stop, like, ugh, whatever, and I'm like, you know, you love it.
That is funny. But also, isn't she an Aries?
Yeah, she's an Aries. Yeah, they another fire sign.
Yeah, I'm like, fire loves attention.
No, I know. Oh no, for sure, she loves it. But it was really cool, like to like I've already met some of her teammates, but it was cool to like be there and meet, like see them and meet some other new people, and also randomly. Do you remember Vincent's friend Mike, little white guy? No. Well, anyways, he works there. He works at Gonzaga and it like helps run the like athletic department.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, so randomly see him there and like got to spend some time with him. Like it was really cool. It was so random and unexpected, but yeah, all in all, great time. 2025 has started off all right for me so far.
I love when that happens. Like you meet somebody from the past and it's just like so random, and like, but nice though at the same time.
Yeah,
no, but I always feel like I'm like, what are the odds? Sorry.
No, you're okay. It's funny that you said that, like, what are the odds? But like the odds are high because I know that he works there. Okay. Like I knew that because he's worked there for, I think he said he was on year 6.
Oh,
and yeah, no, he's worked there for a minute, and I just did not think about it or like put 2 and 2 together, you know. And yeah, but it was cool because like we did end up spending some time together. There was like a social, like a get together for like some of the alumni, and he ended up coming by and like he hung out for like a couple hours with us. Like,
oh, very cool.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. So it's also nice too because, you know, I'm a social butterfly. I can really make friends and fit in anywhere. But it was also nice to have like a little bit of like a safety net or familiar person outside of just like Viv, you know, especially when she's catching up with all of her girls and all these stories and stuff from the past. And yeah, so
for sure.
All in all, great.
That makes me kind of wish that the track team would do something. Like I would really love if we went back for like a barbecue or like a football game in the summertime.
Yeah,
that would be so much fun.
Wouldn't it be just like the good old days, you know?
I don't know about good old days, but it would be fun.
Just like some days.
Yeah,
they were something.
But for me, well, I guess like we're in February now, so my birthday has passed. So
that's right. Yeah, happy belated.
You know, the year always starts off good for me, unless it doesn't, but it hasn't yet. So I mean,
hasn't failed me now.
You know, like I feel like I've been sitting with myself in like gratitude and just in general. Like I think that we all need to realize that like we're all in such a rush and a hurry, or in competition or whatever, and it's like, what are we competing for? Death? I know that's morbid, but like what I'm trying to say is that it's like I appreciate making it to another year because my only other alternative is death, and I'm just grateful to be able to have another year to try again, to learn more, to spend more time with my people and all of that. So
that is so beautiful. I love that you said that. Like, why are we rushing to death, or what are we competing like to die? Because you're absolutely right.
Like I've just been thinking, I feel like I've been thinking a whole lot in the beginning of the year, just like about myself and like who I want to be and show up as. But like I also, you know, when you're doing that kind of reflection, you look at like, who do you want around you? And when you look and you see, it's like people are so in competition with each other, or, you know, maybe negative and not like just happy in general. Like, I don't know. Or maybe it's like, you know, some negative thoughts and feelings around getting older. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to pull from something really quick and then get back on track.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
I'd seen a post recently, and I don't know if it was like the shade room, but it was a quote from a woman on Twitter, and it was like, J. Cole walked in the room and heard how negatively we were all talking and literally walked out within 2 seconds of being there.
Really?
And I don't know if that's a true story, but like I saw the quote and I sat there and I was like, this resonates so hard with just like how I feel about everything right now, because I think that life throws enough curveballs and there's enough hardships without having or being around people who can't take a moment to like, let's stop and let's try to like, I don't know, enjoy what we can in the moment. And I know I say all of this and then we're going to shit all over our country because things are bad right now.
You know.
But even with that, I'm like still like, okay, but where's the joy? There are like bits, you know, like obviously we made it through 4 years before, we're going to make it through another. And I think that it's like grounding yourself and not also being so sucked into like social media and the news and the media, and like making sure that you're doing everything you need to do to protect your mental health, but also maybe educate yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think we need to get organized.
Yeah. No. Okay. First and foremost, period. Yes. Organization. But what, oh, damn, you just made me lose.
I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. You were spitting something really, really good. And I like wanted to add to it, but it's okay. It'll come back to me.
But I'll go ahead and round out. But outside of that and deep reflection on who I want to be in the world, I've been also getting back into my workout routine. And so like I've actually been going like the 4 days out of the week, and also been doing stuff at the house, like decorating and trying to get walls painted. So I've been like super busy. I'm wore out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, girl, I was painting one day and I fell off a stool, hit my head, girl, and it was so crazy because Quisha was like, "Are you good?" Because the whole house shook.
Screaming. Where were you at? Oh, you were in that first bedroom.
Yeah,
I'm screaming,
girl. I was
girl,
like,
"Are you good?"
Literally. And then it was just like after that, every little thing that went wrong, I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I have to call it for the night and just start tomorrow because
I should just sign off."
Look, it was hilarious, but also like I was just like, this is so on brand for me. But I've also been doing some extra workout classes. So I've been doing kickboxing at this women-owned business in Eastside Beltline.
Shouts out to us. Yeah, go girls.
Yeah. It's called Vesta Fit Boxing, and I actually got it through like a UGC campaign.
Cool.
So I've been able to go. It's like a 4-week campaign. I go 4 times. I do a post and all this stuff, and it's been really good. Like, I actually really enjoy kickboxing, but it's very hard.
Is it one of those classes where it's like you can kind of adjust based off of your level? Or
definitely.
Okay.
Like I wasn't going all out and all of that. I mean, also there were times where I couldn't. Like, there were points in times where she was like, "Oh, we're gonna do all these things in between your combos," and I was behind. Like, I was not even caught up with the class. So I was just like, wow. But the one thing that I will say is that like you bruise from it, and that's the part that hurts. Like, your body, I think it's kind of like pole class, you know, like
where are you getting bruised?
Shins.
Because you do like the kicks and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
The bags hurt.
The
bags hurt. So yeah,
you know, I'm proud of you though, because it's a new thing, you know, and the fact that you like went back, you're like, oh, that was fun, I guess. But like, you know, I'm gonna go back. Let's do it again.
So it's funny. The first time was a lot easier than the second time I went, and I was
That's always how it is. They're like
immediately. I was immediately like, they need like a class in the middle. There's the intro class, and then there's a kickboxing class. We need like almost to kickboxing class in between, because I was like, oh, we really jumped off in this bitch on Saturday. But I'm going to their HIIT class. They do HIIT classes as well, so I'm doing those this week, and they look intense. So I'm excited because it's going to be the cardio that I need. It's going to be something fun, and also just like being around other people has been nice, and meeting the people at the gym. They're really great and helpful.
Yes, I love to hear that.
All right, so now that we have caught up with you guys and let you know what's going on in our lives, here's what you can expect from today's show. As you all know, it is our favorite month, Black History Month. And yeah, let me get some horns on that. But also, we just wanted to kind of go ahead and talk about, since we talked about what's been going on with us in the new year, what's been going on in the world, the country in the new year in 2025. Like 2025, January has felt like the longest month ever.
Literally.
And it was just 31 days of 365 times 4.
The month that just would not end.
Like at all.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to get into the Grammys because, as you all know, the 67th Grammy Awards were Tuesday. No. Sunday. I don't know what day it is. I told you guys already, I am tired. It's some day of the week. So it was yesterday, Sunday, February the 2nd. I'll get it right eventually. But before we get into our Grammy reviews and what we liked about it, our favorite performances and fashion, let's talk a little bit about 2025 and what's been going on.
Well, let's jump right into it and start off hot. Pun intended, because California is on fire.
Baby, no.
Which actually, at the time of recording, I just did see a news update a couple of days ago that I think it's the Easton wildfire is what it was called or something, but they did say that it is officially contained. So
yeah,
that's been taken care of. But yeah, California was on fire. So many people lost their homes. The Palisades neighborhood was like the one that I feel like we heard about the most, probably just because of the number of celebrities that we know of that live in that neighborhood in that area. But just really, really devastating to see
and also like terrifying.
Very terrifying. Yeah. Cause I also feel like we don't see wildfires like this happen super close to like such large residential areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for it to jump like it was like that was the craziest part. And it just went on for days. I was like, This is not good. My friend Breezy, she lives out there, and at one point she was like thinking about evacuating because there were fires that were only like 6 miles away from her apartment. And yeah, I know like we kind of talked through it while it was happening, and she just kept telling me how like anxious she was about it. And I was like, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, like obviously I now live in a state where it's like we have to worry about, hurricanes and like pretty bad storms, and I've lived through hurricanes living in Florida, but like I don't know, wildfires are just something else to me. Like I don't know,
it's one of those things where it's like it's so easy as someone who I've never lost everything, and it's so easy to, as an outsider looking in, it's just things, everything is replaceable, everything can be rebuilt, but like starting over from scratch, and just even speaking about the Grammys, because a big part of what the Grammys was about this year was supporting and fundraising for those that were affected by those wildfires. They showed this like commercial or like ad just talking to people, regular people. They didn't even bring up any celebrities, which I thought was a nice touch. And it was like this man who you could tell was like in his mid to late 80s. And he was just like, that was 60 years of memories. And it's that kind of stuff where it's like, that's his entire, like, I know life. you die with nothing, but like that was his everything.
And he has nothing, like now has nothing to give to the people
literally
who are left behind. And I think
exactly
that, like, I'm glad
it's
that
the legacy.
You brought this up because, like a lot of what we were seeing on the internet was like, people telling the celebrities to like get over it, they've got enough money to rebuild. And I'm like, yeah, but like personal effects can't be brought back,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that they may have had before they were famous, or like family portraits and stuff like that. Like,
yes, exactly. And I mean, also just think about like legal documents, like
that part.
Viv and I have we have like a file cabinet book that's like a fire safe thing that all of our stuff like stays in, and I don't want to test it, but I'm just like, how is this gonna survive a fire? You know, I just still, in my mind, I'm like, if I have 5 minutes to evacuate, I, on the top of my head, know where, like, okay, at least I'm gonna get those documents.
I'm crying.
I'm gonna get my cat. I'm gonna get my Stanley, my dog, and then I'm gonna leave. Like, at bare minimum, at least those. Like, everything else, I know it's gonna be heartbreaking and so depressing and sad to like think about. But if me, my pets, and my livelihood documents are safe, I'm gonna have to grin and bear it. I guess.
Shoot, I'm over here.
And hope and pray to God that I got insurance.
And then that's the real kicker.
And that they don't cancel on me.
Yeah, that's the real kicker in all of this, because as you all know, I'm your friendly insurance industry expert.
Baddie.
I guess.
Yeah, expert.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so in the last like few years, there's been a lot of insurance companies that have been moving away from insuring or writing any like new home business in California for like two reasons: the mudslides and the wildfires. And so I think that with the wildfires happening, it's an interesting time. Obviously, they can't all be like, we're not going to write, but like I know State Farm for fact, like reading it in the news, they said completely they're like taking themselves out of California. So
wow.
There's a lot of that going on. And so it's like, again, to the point of people being like, oh, you have the money to just rebuild. Like, yeah, there are celebrities, but there's also just like regular people who lost their homes. Not regular, but you know what I'm saying? Like everyday folk like us.
No, yeah.
Who have worked
yes.
from the mud to build what they have.
Exactly.
You know? And like, let's not even like neglect the fact that like our economy is like so inflated right now. So like the cost to actually rebuild a home, like the things that you need are exponentially higher. So that's hoping that your insurance company actually rebuilds your home. And if they don't, having enough money to cover that extra cost. It's not as simple as just
no. Oh, tough shit. Go buy a new house. Like go rebuild.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like kind of in that same vein, just weather change and climate change. It's been snowing down south.
It's been snowing in the south.
What?
I didn't sign up for this shit.
The hell? That you left because you wanted to chase the sun.
Do you get me? we don't live in the south for the politics.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's been very like, it's been cool to see because I know a lot of people like out in the south are kind of having firsts and stuff with that. But you also did send me a hilarious montage of people in Atlanta trying to drive in the snow. And it's like, listen, you guys, y'all barely even got snow and y'all were driving as if it was like a freaking blizzard outside. Like, why are y'all in ditches?
Well, the issue around here is the fact that like, it's kind of like Seattle, how like, you remember that Snowmageddon of like 2018?
Lived through it, girl. Barely.
Same. And they just were like underprepared for what was going to happen. And then everything iced over.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what happens here. It only snows like a couple of inches, but everything turns to ice because they don't salt the roads.
I remember when we were there for your 30th and it snowed just a little bit. I think I remember we were watching the news and it said the city of Atlanta in total has 2 snowplows. 2. Total.
Yeah, they're not equipped for this. They're not. And understandably so. We live in the South. Like it's not supposed to do this here.
No, for sure. It wouldn't make sense to be over prepared for
you get what I'm saying? Yeah, however, they were like folks was pulling up with skis and I was like, I get that people travel out of state, but I just to me, I'm like, y'all, it was too many people who had skis and were ready for this. Ice skates, everybody was ready for it. And I was like, why do you have this stuff? Where do you even store it? You know, the rest of the time that you're not doing these winter activities. But the last thing that I'll also say about the snow, it snowed in Florida, like northern Florida. And that to me, like the people who I used to, you know, be friends with, or not used to be friends with, but like who lived in the same area as me growing up in Florida, they got a lot of snow. Like,
how much is a lot?
I think they got like close to 10 inches of snow.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. No, they got snow.
No, like it was disgusting. I was like, why is this happening in Florida? It just, well, climate change, but yeah, it was very interesting days.
another horrible, morbid thing happened in the South. New Orleans. There was we can label it a terrorist attack, no? Was it a terrorist attack?
I think so.
I don't know if it was like, if this is propaganda, but there was someone who intentionally drove through what was it, parade? Christmas?
It was
New Year's Eve?
It was just like, it was New Year's Eve, a crowd of people on New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street.
Intentionally drove through a crowd of people on Bourbon Street on a truck that had like a ISIS flag or something hanging on the back. So that's where the whole rumors are of it being a terrorist attack are coming from.
Right.
But yeah, I think they said 11 or so people died and multiple others were
injured.
Left seriously injured. Yeah. Just,
which is insane to me.
I'm just sick about it because like it's just, you know, if anyone's ever been in New Orleans and been in Bourbon Street, you just know that like cars don't be down there. You don't.
Not really.
People have the right of way down there.
Usually
you just
the
kind of know that
the street is packed wall to wall.
Yeah,
there's no room for cars to come down. You know,
right.
So that's the part, and just it's so calculated like that.
Yeah,
that's disgusting. But on top of that, another thing that happened New Year's Eve was that Cybertruck that blew up,
which was like
the Trump Tower.
That's right, the Trump Tower in Vegas. It was in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just weird because Elon Musk, this Tesla Cybertruck, and in front of Trump Tower, like some message was definitely trying to be sent there.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody was like in the car. Nobody died. I literally think it was just a stunt.
No, the driver died.
Oh,
they think it was a suicide, but like, the thing with suicide is it usually comes with some kind of a message and or a note, and like, I personally haven't heard anything about the whys, you know. So I don't know how true that is either.
Understood.
But the one commonality that they both had was that both cars were rented off of the ride or the car share app Turo. And a lot of people out here are like getting into Turo because it's good business. You know, you buy a car for cheap, you put it on the app as long as it's 10 years or younger, newer. You can put it on there and people just pay you either like an hourly or a daily rate for your car. And so I was like, that will be interesting to see how, or if there are any repercussions to that app usage and like people being up to upload their
no, for sure.
Girl, what else has happened?
I mean, we can talk about some. Well, okay, let's stay on the low before we focus on some other highs, I guess, because the rest are pretty much going to be. No, we've got. Unfortunately, I feel like we got more lows than highs, but let's do one that we can just.
I think we just take it low, 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 and then bring it up with the high. How about that?
Well, the Antichrist was reinaugurated for the second fucking time,
and I'm just sick about it because it's been the longest. 13 days.
Girl, it's right. I'm like, it hasn't even been 2 weeks. Every day is breaking news. And I also have to say, for every single one of y'all, and even fuck you, Donald Trump, who publicly said, Project 2025 is not real. I don't know what this shit is. We're literally actively living through you slowly checking off every single fucking thing that was on that list for Project 2025. So what are you talking about?
It's not even slowly. It's like,
sorry, you're right. It very quickly, rapidly. I'm
like, what is the rush? I mean, I obviously know what the rush is, but like, dang, you've got 4 years. Let's. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. So he's just absolutely been pissing everybody off, really making a lot of egregious changes and executive orders, removing lots of, essentially also stripping back civil rights.
Yeah. Like the 1965 Civil Rights Act that Lyndon B. Johnson and JFK worked on. That's nuts to me.
You know, removing the X marker on passports. So you can only identify as male or female.
Right.
This attack against immigrants in our country.
That part is when I literally was like, I have literally had enough. Because they're posting pictures of people being boarded onto planes in handcuffs, talking about we're doing our jobs. What?
No, I'm sick. These are people. These are other human beings
that you guys claim to care so much about.
Right.
We're so pro-life.
Right. That same day, the same event, Elon Musk's dumbass, straight up Nazi saluted, not once but twice.
Yeah, and then tried to say, "Oh no, it wasn't that. I was just trying to put my arm up in the air so that they could feel me."
And then people trying to justify and say, "Well, you know he's autistic, right?" What? Like,
honestly,
we can't. What's crazy to me is that I don't know how it, like, bear with me as I try to get through this as respectfully as possible.
Okay.
But they want to always try to say, oh, the left, these freaking liberals are so ridiculous and, so sensitive and blah, 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 blah. And, they want to hit on the disabled and all of this and that and the third. But here it is, somehow benefiting Elon Musk because he has Asperger's, or I'm sorry, they call it something new these days. I'm so sorry. I don't know what it's called. But because he's an autistic person, we can justify it. We can brush this
He's
off.
neurodivergent.
Oh, it was harmless. He didn't know what he was doing.
Well, it's interesting because when why am I forgetting his name? Tim Waltz's son cried at the DNC. They were all making fun of him.
Yep.
But we make exceptions for Elon Musk because it helps our agenda and for us to not look wrong and or ignorant in the fact that we have allowed this man too close to the Oval Office. I think that he's definitely on the spectrum because that's the only thing that would explain why he would think it'd be okay to even do something remotely
close,
like a Nazi salute.
Thank you.
However, I think that he's high functioning. Meaning, I think he is manipulating every single one of you all who think, he's autistic, so he doesn't know. No, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's playing
us like puppets.
And I think he also fixed the election for Donald, and I think, honestly, has Donald in his pocket. Like, Donald owes him now. So I don't really know who's running the country at this point, but all I know is that Elon fucking Musk needs to get the fuck out, and honestly, so does Trump. Sorry.
Period. Amen. No, you're not wrong. And I keep saying this and I'm crazy. I know that I'm crazy and I feel like I sound like my dad, which but on the other side of things, you know what I mean? Like I get that. I'm questioning my own sanity at this point because what the hell is going on? And yeah, I do agree. I feel like something went very, very wrong in this election, and I know I sound like Trump in 2016 or 2020, whenever it was fixed. They stole it, blah 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 blah. But I swear to God, to God, this was stolen. I swear
it was stolen. There's actual evidence of Trump admitting to it being stolen, specifically in North Carolina.
Okay, so then what are we doing?
Because they basically said that after the hurricane hit. Remember Hurricane Helene?
That's right. Yep.
They needed funding to put up the voting booths or the voting poll things. Guess who paid for that?
Trump.
Elon Musk.
Oh, my bad. Right. I forgot. Elon Musk is Donald Trump's checkbook.
Elon Musk is the president.
He said, and then during his, I don't think it was during the inauguration. Was it during the inauguration he was talking about Pennsylvania? I just know that there was some sort of collusion when it comes to Pennsylvania and or North Carolina and these votes. And I just need to know what is being done to look into this to find out. There's so many things that I feel like need to be looked at right now that Trump is doing that no one is looking into. And this man needs to be removed immediately.
I feel like maybe they are, and they're just letting him hang himself by letting him tell his own truth.
Continue to just dig his hole. Ugh.
But I also think, going back to what I say, and then I think we should move off of this and go to the high. We'll round it out with the other two, but I think that what we need to be doing in this time is, one, our research. We need to be looking at honestly, I don't want to like look at everything he says, but like we need to be fact checking everything that he says, lining it up. We need to be keeping receipts, and we need to get fucking organized. Yeah. Like, we have never been as organized, I feel like, as we were during the civil rights movement, and we need it now. And I think that that's the only thing that's gonna like really help and or change our situation. But yeah.
Before we move off this topic real quick, I don't know if I told you about this, but there's this movie on Max right now called Civil War. I think it came out last year or the year before. And I just think it's worth watching because I feel like this is a very, very real possibility of what our very near future could look like in this country. And it was just really sobering. And it had Viv and I couldn't stop thinking about it for like a couple days after we watched it because it was just very, very like eerie. It's just like, you know how sometimes movies kind of poke at things that are happening in the real world, but they amplify it. It was that they were taking literal things that are actually like have been said and done, except for putting it on a platform of like, this is what would have happened if this actually really like what. Yeah. So I check it out. Civil War on Max. I think everyone should really check it out and start shitting their pants so that we can try to figure out what the hell's going on in this country.
No shitting of the pants. Let's hold our bowels.
But there is actually one more low before we go up on the high. There's been a bunch of fatal plane crashes.
Yes.
At least 2 that have happened consecutively
within the same week.
Yeah. One, I think it was Thursday, and then one was on Friday.
Yeah. One in DC and the other in Philadelphia.
Yeah. The first one, I believe they said it was confirmed 64 people. 67.
When I was looking at like there was like a slideshow of all the people who had passed. I didn't get through the whole thing, but like most of them were like all figure skaters.
Yeah. So looking at, there was 4 crew members, the two pilots, 2 flight attendants, and then a number of like coaching staff for the figure skaters, students, parents. There was also a decent group of like people that were union workers. I don't know which union, but I'm going to assume maybe they were traveling for work, you know. My sister, your really good friend Sonora, posted that one of them was a former graduate of Howard and beauty queen. I don't remember what her name was, but yeah, just truly like just sad, heartbreaking, tragic all around, you know. And then the very next day, another one happened, which it was it was like a small private plane, ended up making it was a medical emergency, flying from the States back down to Mexico or something, and they crashed. So everyone on board of that plane crashed, as well as someone that was down on the ground, and multiple other like injuries. So this all happened within the same, I think they said, week or 2 that Trump disbanded the FFA and put a hiring freeze on air traffic controllers. But it was DEI's fault that these plane crashes happened. So that's that.
And here's the last thing I'm gonna say about him, or just in general, about like even the wildfires and the plane crashes. Why is it our initial the next step is to point a finger at somebody?
Thank you.
What the fuck we need right now? I mean, it would be nice if Trump took some accountability, but we know that's not even in the realm of things he knows how to do. He's a narcissist, so he does no wrong. So let's just back it up. At the base level, you're the president of the United fucking States of America. Get it together. We need you to show some compassion. At least do something that symbolizes that, instead of being like, oh, it's not my fault, it's DEI. First of all, to also blame something that is like not even tangible, like not it's literally your fault. It's literally your fault.
There's no other, like, you follow the maze, the line, everything, like it all. What, sir?
And even if we want to say it wasn't policy and maybe there was something with both of the pilots, okay, But still, why is the first thing we go to blame somebody?
Thank
Like,
you.
we need to be figuring out how to, one, in LA, make the community whole again. How are we going to help people rebuild their homes and businesses? And then over here, it's like these families have suffered significant losses. How are you going to help them through this tragic time? And what are you going to do to fix what seems to be an issue at the airports? Like,
but it's not his problem. And also, he didn't even feel like he needed to go visit the crash site. What did you want him to do? Go swimming?
Girl,
that's the attitude that he took. Like, that's insane.
I feel like every time with him, I'm like, you know what? I'd love to give him a fair shot if he was giving us one.
I can never give him the benefit of the doubt. He's never, ever. He just continues to let me down.
Like,
there are other things that we could talk about, but I think for time's sake, we should keep it pushing, because we could keep it going, but I don't think we really need to. we got a lot to talk about for the Grammys, girl.
Also, if you've been here, you know how we feel about them, and we really don't need to beat a dead horse.
Yes. No, yeah, literally. Sorry. So, and also, if you are someone that can't back that or can't see where we're coming from, then this isn't the show for you. And so, kindly and quickly, bye, exit. See you later, alligator.
Deuces. Mwah. Blocked. Did you want to talk about Unrivaled at all?
Yeah, let's quickly touch on Unrivaled and then let's move on. But I just think it's really cool because I'm, the newest and biggest WNBA expert and fan. Sorry. But this Unrivaled Basketball League, it's their first year, their first season. It was created and co-founded by Breanna, Stewart, and Napheesa, Collier, two professional WNBA current players. And the biggest thing that I think everyone wants to talk about or note is that this league is the first league and opportunity that professional women pro sports players have been able to have, that they're making a minimum of 6 figures for all players.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And we were talking about what that looks like, because when you think about men's basketball, their starting salaries are so much higher and so far skewed compared to women's. But if you, say, for example, are a rookie entering the WNBA, your rookie salary is maybe 60 to 70K. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So for these women to be able to have this opportunity to play in this league in their off season and make 6 figures is just unheard of, and it's game changing. And now that there are so many more eyes on women's sports, it's going to be bringing in even more attention. It's just really great for the sport as a whole. And when you also think about it, it runs from January 17th to March 17th. So that's 2 months. That's an 8-week season. And these women are just stacking it up.
I'm crying.
See you.
That is really cool.
It's different, a little bit different rules. It's 3-on-3 instead of the usual. And Viv had to explain it to me, because I was watching the first game, and I was like, this, I'm new to this, but I know that this doesn't look right. And there's this rule that so for the last, the fourth quarter is not timed.
Okay.
It's just when you go into the fourth quarter, whichever team is in the lead, you add 11 points to their score.
Okay.
And then in that fourth quarter, whichever of those 2 teams reaches that score wins.
Interesting.
Right? I thought so too. So yeah, anyways, give it a go, give it a watch. It's really cool to see too. And I also feel like I'm enjoying it because it's only 3-on-3, you're kind of able to see your favorite players, I guess, play more. And also I want to say maybe more on a competitive level, because there's less help out there. So yeah, it's cool. It's all great. Go women's sports. Shouts out Unrivaled.
Where can you watch it?
Oh, girl, that's a question I was not prepared for. But you know what? I can find out for you. Where can I watch?
Oh,
look, you can watch season 1 on TNT. True TV, and you can stream it on Max.
That's what we need. When you say Max, do you mean HBO Max?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the right thing, I guess, and call things like what they're supposed to be called. And I guess Max is now the word.
When did it just become Max?
Girl, yeah. Well, welcome, because yeah, it's now Max.
Because you've said that multiple times, and I'm like, yeah. I'm assuming she means HBO Max, but like, okay.
I'm like, I don't know if I can show you, but the app, it's just Max. Like, yeah, they took it. I know
that. This is me being a geriatric millennial.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, it's Max.
But I'm gonna still call it HBO Max.
And then, well, that's like with me and Twitter. I'm calling Twitter because Elon Musk is fucking stupid. Like, but usually if I'm referring to like Max, I'm calling it HBO. It's usually one or the other. But I'm trying to like do what I know that like, okay, remember how I was trying to be a Gen Z expert? Failed. But I'm still trying to hang on to that, and I'm gonna do Max where I can.
I'm crying. You really did commit to that for a while. That was so funny.
Okay, but yes, let's close off this section with some good news, girl. Take it away.
Yes. As you guys know, it's our favorite time of year. It's Black History Month, y'all. Yeah. Because I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity black. I'm black, y'all.
Hey.
Anyways, let's not sit here and act like every month for Black people isn't already Black History Month.
You know.
I mean, I enjoy it every day of every year. Okay. But I think the idea for February is to educate others and be obnoxiously Black and proud.
Period. And very unapologetically.
Yeah. Like super loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. And it's something you'll never take away from me. Some things that I've personally committed to this month, though, is supporting Black businesses in Atlanta. Something that I like to do just like in my spare time is go to coffee shops. So I've decided that I'm going to actually kind of like probably go to multiple Black coffee shops. But there's one in particular that I've been dying to go to. They just opened a second location that's closer to me. So I'm going to go check out the new location, even though I'm like, I kind of want to see the OG spot as well. That'll be a debate for another day and another day. But then something else that I'm going to try and do is start reading a book that I got for Christmas titled Abolition, Feminism, and Noun, or Abolition, Feminism, Noun. It's basically a series of papers written by influential Black women and also just like white women that are feminists and a part of the movement. But Angela Davis is one of the writers of the book and the series of papers. It was actually recommended by the content creator. I don't know if I'm going to say her name right, but Lanai. She does the Parking Lot Pimping series on IG, where she basically takes things that have happened in like politics that week and she breaks it down. She actually gave like a pretty holistic list of like, you know, once we found out that Trump had won, hey, you know, we're all scared. We all know what's coming. But she basically said the same thing. We need to organize. We need to educate ourselves. And she gave like a list of books. So I actually got a pretty decent like list of the books that she recommended. And I'm going to read this one for Black History Month because, like I said, I feel like I need to do my part to affect the change that I want to see in the world. And that starts with education. Knowledge is power. So my challenge to all of you all and to you, Jasmine, is to do something to support a Black business, creator, musician, or to educate yourself on Black history and how you can affect change, positive change in the world.
You know what? That's beautiful. And that is great. And I can already, like, outside of course, myself and Vivian, because supporting each other is just easy way out. We have these friends, Michelle and Tori, who run a coffee pop-up called Bonomi, and things are taking off for them. It's really, really great. They do a pop-up every Sunday just for a couple of hours, and they've had really amazing success really, really quickly. And I offered my services to like help them on Sundays because I just could see the need for an extra set of hands. And so that's a fun way for me to give back and help and support and show up in the community, and the community
Absolutely.
that like also they're a queer couple too. So like Black women, small owned business, gay, like DEI,
the intersections, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's beautiful. Well, that is like our, I guess, our January wrap up for 2025. We just wanted to kick it off with everything that's happened in the year so far. But now we're going to go ahead and get into our review of the 67th Grammy Awards,
which was hosted by Trevor Noah
for like the 10th time.
Okay. It felt like it, but
yeah, because I don't know anybody but before him.
Fifth. It was the 5th consecutive time that Trevor Noah has hosted. So you're not, you know, yeah, it's still a lot.
It's a lot.
I feel like, has anybody else done that before?
I don't think so. Like who came, but who was it before him?
Let's see. 20, because let's see. So 5 years, it had to be 2019.
I was going to say 2020.
Who hosted Grammys? I'm just going to say before Trevor Noah. Okay. So the last... no, this isn't helping me.
I hate when Google doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Like, I asked the question very directly. Why is my answer not direct?
It gives you a bunch of links that are like not what you're looking for. I'm like, no.
Okay. Who hosted 2019 Grammy?
Please pause.
Any guesses?
No, actually.
You have
Chris
no
Rock?
guesses? Huh?
Chris Rock?
Oscars. But here's the gag. Okay, so if you might know this, because I'm gonna give you a hint. She was honored last night. Female. The last female host, and she was honored last night.
Lady Gaga?
No. Alicia Keys.
Was she?
Yeah.
She was the host?
It's what it's, yeah, that's what it says.
Everything from 5 years ago was a blur. I don't remember anything before then.
So the 58th was LL Cool J.
Don't remember that.
And then James Corden did the 60th. This is weird because why don't I know who did
the 59th?
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, I wasn't really watching the Grammys because I thought that they were racist and I thought that they were also plotting against Beyonce. So this is probably like one of the first I've watched in a while. What I also think that we have always kind of like reviewed it. So maybe that's also a lie.
Yeah, we've always, well, in general, I think we've always kind of watched like the award shows and like fashion and stuff just because our thing is pop culture. And we know that is pop culture. And
sure.
Yeah, and so we've always kind of made it a point to. I definitely know, like I have memories of us at Club 8811 watching like
award shows. Yeah,
for sure. And the MTV Awards, like we definitely would watch the MTV Awards. I know, and the VMAs. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely like for even growing up, I used to watch them, but it was like as I got older, I just kept getting so upset with them snubbing Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I guess with Ariana Grande, they talked about that too. So she was nominated, but she wasn't there, and she won't go to the Grammys because of what they did to Mac Miller.
What'd they do to Mac Miller?
They just they nominated him for a bunch of stuff after he passed, like made a big deal about it, flew his family out there and all of this stuff. And then he didn't win anything. And Ariana Grande was like, why the fuck would you guys do that?
What would be the point?
Yeah, so she don't fuck with them.
Well, it's probably good that she didn't come.
So we were actually, I finally found an accurate representation of the hosts. And we weren't wrong. So Trevor Noah has done the last 4, 5, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63. Alicia Keys did the 61st and the 62nd. So she did those 2 back to back.
How did she manage that? Being married to Swiss Beats?
And then James Corden did 2 in a row. And then it was LL Cool J for like 5 years. Do you remember? I don't remember that.
I don't.
Cool J for 5 years, 2012 to 2016.
I feel like I would remember LL Cool J.
LL Cool J, right? Like, and then I'm confused here. 2006 to 2011, there was no hosts. What did those Grammys look like?
I mean, to be fair, they don't really need a host because it's just people coming on to present awards and perform anyway.
True.
So like everybody can really like usher to the next thing without needing a host.
Well, that's a good point.
I don't want Trevor Noah to be out of a job. I think he does a great job. He's great at it.
But you're ready for someone new?
You know, I just wonder how he keeps getting it. That's all.
He's fucking somebody.
He's palatable, I guess.
That's in the right spot. I'm just kidding. I love you, Trevor Noah, and I'm sorry.
I love him to death. I don't even want to make it seem like I'm hating on him and I don't want him to be hosting the Grammys, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just was like, again?
Yeah, no, I feel that. I know what you mean. But yeah, let's get into it because we have a lot to cover. Yes. And there's actually one thing that we didn't put on here that we need to talk about, that we should talk about at the end. And it's the fact that like Beyonce's going on tour. Like, we can't forget about that.
I didn't forget about it. Do you see my background?
Oh, that's right.
Girl, I said specifically for this episode.
But I thought it would be kind of cool to like kick it off with some fun facts about the Grammys because like we can talk about what happened because it's pop culture and relevant, but like I think some fun historical facts about different events over the years would be kind of cool.
I'm into it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I didn't realize how expensive Grammys were because the only trophies and awards I've ever won were like plastic. But Grammys cost about $800 to produce. Like the material, the time, all of that stuff. Yeah. And then between 600 to 800 of them are made each year. Beyonce took home 5 of those last night. That's almost $5,000 worth of Grammys.
I'm going to say, I don't know if I did this math right.
Wait, no, that was Kendrick Lamar that took home 5. Sorry.
800 times 5, $4,000 worth of metal.
Yeah.
Materials. You know how they were asking for money the whole show?
It's to pay for those.
I'm just saying they could have probably fundraised with the Grammys made. Yeah. Like, I don't want to say like these people who have worked so hard, like they've been this is like their life's work, some of them. Yeah. They deserve their Grammys, but they couldn't have been made out of a cheaper material so that you could also give some to people who are rebuilding their businesses.
You know? Right. And then when I think about the fact that, remember when Blue Ivy won hers and they had that picture of her drinking out of it? That's an $800 cup, girl.
She has a very expensive life. Like, she's got a life that none of us will ever
understand or no, seriously,
be able to be close to. You know, I can hope. There's still time.
Another fun fact is in 1984 was and is still to this day the highest rated Grammys ever.
Why?
Do you know why? Do you have any guesses?
I have none. Madonna?
Michael Jackson.
Oh.
So this was like right after he burnt himself. Remember he had like all those burns?
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, not right after, but just kind of like one of those. We all know that had happened. It was a really big deal. And I guess there was also this really big rumor or like push to get him to perform that year. And he was not trying to do it for similar reasons that we talked about with like Beyonce, just that he felt like he had been snubbed too many times leading up to it. He's like, why? Like, no, y'all aren't gonna not give me Grammys and ask me to come and like perform. Bye. So yeah, this highest rated Grammys probably because of the fact that everyone thought, you know, Michael Jackson's about to perform. But he gave them more than enough to get excited about because that was the year that he won 8 Grammys in one night, which is still, I think, to this day, the record for most in one night. I think maybe, I think Lauryn Hill might be tied with him. I did read something that maybe some other person did, but yeah, he cleaned up that night.
As he should, respectfully.
And so that was his like Thriller era, you know, when he was really in his bag with Quincy Jones. So to this day, that has yet to be beat. And I have another fun trivia fact for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
So until last night, this New York icon had the record for most nominations, just 2 ahead of Paul McCartney with 83. Do you know who it is?
New York icon? Is the person about the same age as Paul McCartney?
No.
Then I have no idea.
Jay-Z. So up until yesterday, Jay-Z had 85 nominations, making him the leader, with Paul McCartney just behind him at 83. Just guess who's number 1 now?
Beyonce?
Period.
She has like 90 something.
99 after the Grammys this year. Yeah, 99.
I want to stop on the Jay-Z part because how many does he have?
Ooh.
I just feel like that's high for him. Like, I'm sorry. Jay-Z is Jay-Z, and I feel like he probably kind of like is allowed into rooms that like other rappers are not. But 88 or 80, wait, what was it?
85 nominations.
85 nominations for a rap artist sounds nuts to me.
So he has 25 Grammys.
Dear Lord.
But if you think about it, as far as nominations goes, you know, it's like for him, like, yeah, like, so for example, Beyonce has a bunch of collaboration Grammys. Sure. Jay-Z, I'm sure, has a crap ton of those on top of whatever ones he's won for like projects and stuff. But I also do feel like I think he has Grammys because of Beyonce. Like, I think they have a bunch together too. Like, that's
what I was gonna say. Like, so, On the Run, the Carters.
Like, his career's been just a little bit longer than hers, so like, I'm not that surprised.
I'm not surprised because of him, because like I understand Jay-Z's like greatness and appeal, but like historically speaking, I feel like they're just not about like rap music and hip hop.
Well, so nominations though, because a lot of people get nominated time and time again, but never win.
Right. And that's why I had to ask, like, how many has he won? Because I'm like, 80 something is a lot of nominations.
I mean, what's that ratio? 25 to 85 nominations? What is like that?
A quarter?
Almost. Or a third?
A quarter.
Well, no, because a quarter, that's out of 100. This is only 85.
Oh, yeah.
Probably like a third, but still like
maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. Beyonce's ratio is better because she's at 99 and she's won damn near 40. It's like, that's almost half. Shit.
That is crazy.
And then, yeah. 2 more quick fun facts. The oldest Grammy winner ever was someone named Pinetop Perkins at 97, which I'm going to assume was probably like country, because Pinetop Perkins. The youngest was Leanne Rimes at the age of 14.
Oh,
right? And then Taylor Swift was 19 when she won her first album of the year, which put her as the youngest ever recipient to win that award. And I think still true to this day. Shantae, unimpressed. And okay, the last one. I'm gonna remember. I think I thought I wrote this down, but 3 presidents have won Grammys. Can you name the 3 presidents that have won? I think you can.
Obama.
Period.
John F. Kennedy?
No.
Ronald Reagan?
No.
How many guesses do I get?
Oh. Go like 3 more.
Have they been in my lifetime?
Yes. Well, yes. And then one of them has died in your lifetime.
Jimmy Carter.
Period.
Ooh, Bill Clinton?
Yes, girl.
Love that for me.
Yes. No, I knew you could do it. Yes. But yeah,
girl,
so
I was sitting here thinking, like, I know the Bushes didn't put out a country album, but
okay, well, no. So I will say these are not for music, but you know how they give award for like narrations and stuff. Yeah.
That's why I was thinking so hard, because I was really thinking music, and I was like, or it could be like, you know, like sometimes they'll use a snippet of a phone call or something in a song,
and then they get credited.
Like, who Obama I do.
Yeah. So yeah, that was some fun Grammy fun facts.
I liked that.
Now we can move on to the real tea, okay?
That was fun,
wasn't it? I know.
Yeah.
I was like, let me see if I could test Shantae. I learned a lot of these today too, actually. So I'm not like an expert, just full disclosure. But I thought it would be fun.
Yeah. So let's get into it. I mean, there's obviously the big wins. Okay, I have to put a disclaimer. I have not finished watching the full award show, and I plan to do that afterwards. But I feel like I got the things, like a few things that were like monumental.
Absolutely,
for me anyways. And I've seen what I needed to see anyway.
No,
also.
literally.
Yeah. So first and foremost,
let's just fucking kick it off.
The biggest win,
Beyoncé.
Album of the year, fucking finally. What?
Finally.
And
long overdue.
Best country album is nuts.
Listen, and it's crazy because yes, both absolutely insane, nuts, long overdue. But one of the funniest things that I've seen that's come out of this is a tweet where they were like, Jay-Z, let's not act like you didn't get up there and bully them last year. Like you didn't
for real
get up there accepting your own reward and then called them out for dissing your wife time and time again. Let's not act like you probably gave them a second to like, you know what, maybe we should take her a little more seriously.
No, seriously. And honestly, I think it's very interesting because of her reaction. Like it's sad that she was genuinely shocked. Yeah. Like that was genuine and real shock. Yeah. And I feel like it's probably how many of us feel, like because she went into the country genre and all the backlash that she got too, for her to win that at the Grammys, where they have notoriously snubbed her, is insane. And also I'm so happy that she won Album of the Year, because to the haters, you can suck it. Literally.
And also, like, I think they said too that she's won Grammys in 5 different categories now.
That's like amazing.
5 different genres.
Genre. You gotta say it like Linda Martell. No, seriously though, I also really liked her speech about genres. And something that I've thought about with Beyonce in regards to like this album specifically, and when they were doing all the debates and think tanks or talk pieces about it, is that I feel like artists stick with one genre and at times it gets stale.
Like, yes,
I don't know how many people have dropped and we've been like, I just want them to do something else
different.
I just want to hear something else. And like sometimes you don't like it, but like I feel like showing true artistic creativity is you being able to jump into, try different things out. You know, maybe it doesn't fit, don't do it again, but at least you have like been able to go through your full creative process and try anything that, you know, suits you for real. And I think that Beyonce does that. And like she does it, and it's like, please stop saying that this is like not good art. Like this is I'm Beehive, I'm buzzing, you guys. I have no other words,
literally just
masterpiece,
long overdue, well deserved. Outside of her winning Album of the Year and Best Country Album, her and Miley won Best Duo, vocal duo or something, I don't know, but for Shotgun Rider or Two Most Wanted. When I saw that, I almost cried. Literally
same, because when I heard that song, I was like, they did not have to do this to us. They sounded so good together.
So good. Yes.
I have chills just thinking about it.
And I love that like it wasn't advertised, or sorry, it wasn't one of the awards that they showed, but Miley still got out there and still shouted it out like, no, y'all gonna know we did this.
Somebody said Miley got a Grammy before Billy Ray did, and I
did see that.
Dead.
And especially with how hard he's fallen right now. But moving along, another big win for Black people and good music.
And LA.
Oh my God. Kendrick Lamar. I think he won in every category he was nominated in.
He had to have. I
think so, because I think that's why Taylor was out there like, sweep. Did you see that?
No.
I have to show you, girl. It was so funny.
She low-key cracks me up at these award shows because I feel like her personality kind of comes out, and like maybe the alcohol
and having fun.
Yeah, the alcohol, girl. And like she just be throwing ass the whole show. I'm like, sit down. But also I'm loving this. This makes me like you a little bit more. But yeah, Kendrick. Here's the thing, you guys. He had to win a Grammy. This song was the song of the year. There's no contest about that.
Even if it wasn't all 5, at least he was leaving there with 1 or 2.
Do you hear me?
Come on.
Like, amazing. Like, and then for that to be the song that won all 5 Grammys.
Listen.
I just know Drake is somewhere sitting in a corner, like, very.
And him being out there in a Canadian tuxedo at that. Like,
here's the
this man is intentional.
If nothing else,
he's really on some shit that we will never understand.
I like Kendrick Lamar. Like, it's so crazy because I love Drake, but like I
completely forget how big of a Drake fan you are sometimes.
I feel like a lot of people do, but like it really, like, it doesn't even conflict me because I've always been this way. Like, I have always loved both of them equally, but like just the pettiness of Kendrick and the calculatedness, I am like, he is different and I love him.
And he stood on it.
Period. And he said, fuck apologies. I want y'all hype.
Yes.
I said, I can't wait for the Super Bowl. I can't wait.
Okay, so I didn't get to talk to you about this earlier, but since we just talked about Beyonce and Kendrick, the reason why earlier I said I feel like there's a slight chance he might bring out Beyonce is because of the fact that, like, that's her work husband. Okay. They're besties. They're 2 peas in a pod. They both just had, obviously really big, like, years. They both just had a big Grammy thing, like, whatever. Beyonce just announced a tour. Why wouldn't he bring her out for, like, Freedom or America Has a Problem? Especially right now in this climate, America Has a Problem.
America has a problem.
Come on. At the Super Bowl, come on.
America Has a Problem, and then Not Like Us
on
Black History Month in New Orleans.
Do you see it?
I see it, but I have a vision of the Hot Boys coming out, so I can't co-sign the Beyonce.
I get it. And guess we already know Sid is going to be there, so like we're going to have female, but like I can dream. A girl can dream.
Even Big Frida, like, we need some New Orleans bounce shit. Like, I want the stadium to go crazy. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
I really wish I could be there.
Scary, spooky, hilarious.
Yeah, I just wish I could be there. Ooh, that's gonna be lit.
Next one, Doechii.
Yeah.
My girl.
Yeah.
I feel so proud of her.
I'm super proud of her.
I feel so proud of her. Yeah, like, I feel like we did this together. No, I feel like she truly deserves it. Like, this girl, there's never been a performance, a song, or like any time that I've seen her that I've been like, or I wish she could do, like, I don't feel like she misses.
She gives theater kid.
Yeah.
Raps.
She's weird. She's in all the great ways, she's weird. She's different. She's not afraid to like just do kind of whatever
outside of the box.
Yeah.
That's a sign for her.
Yeah, she's one hell of a creative.
Did she just win the best rap album?
I think so. I can double check that to see what other categories she was nominated in, but I do think, 'cause I know she was in Best New Artist.
Right. But Chapel Roan won that, right?
Yes. But I will say, like, she could have won Best New Artist, and that would have been like cherry on top. It would have added to everything. But the fact that she won Best Rap album this year when she was nominated in the category of only men. She was the only female nominated.
She went up against J. Cole and Common.
And
I mean, I guess Eminem, but like I didn't even realize he put an album out.
No, same. I knew there was some buzz around him, but I thought it was just like singles.
Yeah.
But the fact that she won, and the fact that she's only the third female to do this.
Yeah.
Out of 67, well, actually, I don't know. It's only been, how many years has hip hop or like rap been in the Grammys? I don't know. But
it first was in like the 90s when Will Smith and
Jazzy,
yeah, I think it was like 92 was the first year that it was introduced to the Grammys.
But just insane, because it's like, again, if she's coming in the Grammys as in the same categories as Best New Artist, and you are now one of only 3 other women to win in the Best Rap category, like, girl.
Can I just say something? And I didn't want to say it because like I don't want to take her shine. I think that she's absolutely deserving. But like hearing that statistic, it kind of upsets me that Nicki Minaj does not have one.
Yeah.
In this category. I'm sorry.
Since this has happened, I have been seeing a lot of conversations surrounding that as well, because it's like, you know, we can't also take away the kind of year and impact that Cardi had when she won, but Nicki Minaj has been influencing for quite a while.
Like, again, going back to without Nicki, Cardi could not be walking. Do you get what I'm saying? And like when I heard the stat and I heard that Cardi B was one of the 3, I said, I'm fucking pissed off. I'm sorry. Because sure, she was hot at the time that she got the Grammy. That's what it's all about. But my God, like Nicki Minaj was hot for 10 years by herself. And I'm like, if we've got it now to where like all these women are winning, and it's not to say to knock them or anything, they are good. They should be winning. And I feel like they should. Like, I'm sure Nicki, like, I'm sorry, but like Pink Friday alone by itself.
Hello.
Like we had Super Bass.
Yeah.
I can't think of like a bunch of them off top of my head, but it's like she had so many popular singles off that album. And then like the next one that had Anaconda on it, I'm like, I guess it's just like, what is the criteria?
Well, and I also feel like the argument could be made that like she was really hot and doing her thing during a time when a lot of other really great male rappers were dominating.
I did think about that because I was like, personally, I feel like male rappers were better 10 years ago as well.
And like when you just think about like, you know, where Lil Wayne was, like that nigga was every fucking where. Like,
yeah,
just so, and Kanye and
Drake,
like, you know, and last of the big wins is I want to talk about Chappell Roan, Best New Artist. We all know she's had one hell of the last like couple years, and she's kind of just really climbed, like overnight success. You don't talk about that very like often, but yeah, she won in her category for Best New Artist, and I'm not really surprised. I'm not surprised.
Listen, somebody said something about Chappell Roan one time on TikTok, and then it was like everybody was like, oh my God, everybody loves Chappell Roan. And I'm like, who the fuck is Chappell Roan? Like dead ass, I did not know she was for most of last year. Yeah. Except for everybody just kept saying like, I'm obsessed, like I'm so stuck on her. And I was like, again, geriatric millennial, I don't listen to anything but old music, so that's my own fault.
Yeah, no, you don't. So I also was not familiar with her music, and I'm also like, I became familiar with her face because of her makeup. So she was coming up a lot on my like makeup page algorithm and stuff, just because of all the different creative looks. So I was just thinking she was like an alt model or something. You know, I hadn't listened to her music. And then I'm starting to see her. She dressed up as a pig. She had like that pig nose or something for some. It might have been, I don't know. She went to some award show and she dressed up as a pig. And I was like, oh, that's that girl. Like that was what like, so that's how I was introduced to her. Yeah. And then I started like, I can tell you I've never listened to her album. I only know the songs that are popular because I hear them all the time. Like there's like 3 songs that I'm just like, I can pick up because they're just overplayed out here in gay central Seattle.
Of course. Because I was going to say, the first time I ever heard a song by her was when I watched her performance just down on the award show. I thought it was cute.
It's 100% a demographic thing out here.
I think that she has an amazing voice. That's what I will say. Like I would listen to her solely for the fact that she can sing, because I really respect and love good talent. And I'm like, yeah, the chick got vocals.
Yeah, she did. She did. Yeah. Amen to that. Period. Poo. Stamp. All of it.
How about the Grammy fashion? Let's get into it.
So I missed a lot of the red carpet stuff, and I'm only really like kind of recently seeing stuff. I loved Taylor's dress. She looks good in red.
And her quads, she's working out. Her quads were looking good. I said, baby, Travis has you working with him.
The dress was cute. The look was cute. I loved it. I love a good monochrome look, you know, red lips, red dress, red shoe. Simple, sexy, clean. Beyonce, of course, looked freaking stunning.
And Sky Pirelli. Blue.
Let's talk about Blue in that beautiful blue dress.
But I wanted to go back to Sky Pirelli for a minute, though.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, and Beyonce. Yes.
First of all, I did not realize that dress had paisley like patterning on it until today, like this morning.
Oh,
this whole time, I just thought it was a gold dress with like sequins all over it.
And I noticed that before I knew it was Schiaparelli.
I didn't know it was him at all. I didn't know. I did not know, like, finding out the pace. It was like two parts of finding out. It was like the next day I look and I'm like, oh, there's a pattern on her dress. And then it was like later they posted her and I was like, oh
my God.
And I'm like, of course, it's the details. Like Daniel Rosenberry, like, I just think that's his thing. Like, if he does nothing else, it's like the very small details, like the things, the beading, like the stuff that's going to take hours probably to do. But it's like the things that I feel like make a dress go from like, this is just a regular dress to like, and now this is like art. Like, I genuinely feel like he makes art.
I agree. I've always been a fan, and I love his take. Like, he reminds me of Comme des Garçons in the sense of just like the over accentuated silhouettes that he'll sometimes like design, and just like I love the weird, like the body piece items of clothing and jewelry.
Or like the purses with the faces and the earrings that are like
it's one of those things that, like, as a designer, there are certain staples or like things that you see without looking at a label and you know who it is
immediately.
A very distinguishable
immediately look. And I love that. I love that. I can almost always tell when it's them, but I did not know this one.
There's not many brands I'm great at with that, but do you know the brand Aria? It's spelled like area, Area. Usually I can spot their stuff. Usually I'm like, that looks like Aria. And then I'll go to their page and I'm like, oh my God. And I wish I could tell you what it is. Like, I don't know. You just look and you know.
Yeah. Somebody else who looked really good, I thought, was Willow Smith.
Yes.
Her whole look, it gave black and proud, black and beautiful. And her eyes.
She just looks great. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I need the eye combo, because her eyes were popping and she looked like her mom.
Did you see what her brother had on?
Girl, yes.
Why was he wearing a house? Why are we doing that?
I don't know. Jaden's so weird to me. I don't know.
Like,
and they call it like he's fashion forward, and I'm like, I hope nobody starts wearing that.
Right. No, literally. That's what Pharrell tried to do with them big ass hats. And Pharrell was the only person that did them big ass hats.
I feel like, didn't Future kind of do them at one point? Yeah, not like the big ones.
Like, remember Usher came out too. A few people, there's a handful that tried to make it.
I feel like even Erykah Badu did.
Oh, yeah. Well, come on. It's Erykah. I think she probably really started it. Just like she tried to start the formation hat that Beyonce copied her with.
I'm crying. But yeah, I really liked those fashion, those outfits that Willow Smith and Beyonce had on, and Lotto and Glow were cute. I can't not see Glow as Tasha Mack from The Game, though.
Oh my God, I can see that.
And now see it. Every time I see her glammed up on a red carpet, I'm like, Tasha Mack.
So between her and Tasha Mack, JT and Coco Jones also, they favor each other quite a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you like, there's like discourse around it. It's not always, but there are times where it's like, y'all could be kid.
Coco Jones looks a lot like Gabrielle Union and Jennifer Hudson.
That's like if they had a baby.
I feel like those are the people that I feel like Coco Jones looks like. Do you want to talk about Chappell Roan's Grammy fashion?
Just so I liked that the like gown that she had on that had like little cherubs and stuff on it. I thought that was really cool. I also really loved that someone pointed out that it was a dress that Beyonce had worn previously, and I always love that. Like I know that certain designers keep a lot of vintage and couture gowns and things for certain events, and I do love seeing them sometimes being repurposed and restyled and even sometimes redesigned over the years. So it's cool to see her wearing that kind of like dress. But the dress that she was wearing when she accepted her Best New Artist award, did you see that?
I haven't gotten there yet.
It looked like the little sheet that Dobby be wearing in Hogwarts or whatever it's called, Harry Potter.
No,
it just like it was really loose, not form-fitting, which, you know, I get it, that's what you're going for. And like in the back there was like a bow tied up. It was just very like bleh. But like everything else about her look was super avant-garde. Like her makeup of course was giving drag like it usually does. She had one of those like Renaissance dunce cap things on with a like veil. Like it was head up was there. Everything else, girl, do better.
Okay. I'm gonna finish it because I'm invested. I really want to see Doechie's performance anyways.
Girl, amazing.
I know.
Girl.
Because every time she performs that song, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Bianca Censori or Bianca West?
Listen. I heard, so I don't know, I guess they literally showed up, I guess, just to take pictures and then leave.
I thought they were not invited and they had to get kicked
so
off the carpet.
So he was nominated for a song, and the standard thing is at the GRAMMYs is like everyone that is nominated is invited. So he was technically invited because like he had one song that he was nominated for or whatever. But I wouldn't want them there.
Did they get kicked out because she got naked?
I don't know. So I don't think that they got kicked out. Like, I think somebody just made that up. I just think that they like probably left on their own volition or something. But yeah, just to cause a stir as he does.
I just don't know what's going on there. Like, she just like she seems like, and like this could be the perception because this is what he asked her to do when they get in public, but she just seems like void of any like human emotion. Like it.
Yes.
Seems like she's literally like a life-size doll.
I've never heard her speak.
Nothing. I don't know. No words.
I don't think I've seen her smile.
No stances, no smiles.
Like
maybe when they've caught them at like Disney as a family, barely.
A lot of people in the general consensus say that like she needs help.
She does.
Like, yeah, something's not.
It's giving like, where are her people? Where's her family to come get her? I need somebody to come check on her because it's not giving she's good. And I also hate that like Kanye keeps putting her in these like stupidest ass fucking outfits. Like, why are you at Disney barely dressed? It doesn't make sense. I don't give a fuck
and, like,
about.
She never has like shoes on.
Shoes
or, like,
on.
Just I don't know.
They're like weird. Little like slipper. Like it. I hate it.
Yeah. No,
and
I agree.
Like, want it to change immediately.
I truly feel like he's just morphed her into his life size like a mannequin
doll
or like no, exactly.
But like, here's the thing too, is it really even a mannequin? Because like she barely is wearing anything. I'm sorry.
True. I just don't understand like what was the reason?
Yeah, I really think it was to do that because they didn't win, obviously. There was going to be no other Kanye news if he didn't have her show up naked.
That part, that's true. We don't need to highlight Doechii because we already know that was amazing and she's amazing and that she's a winner.
I cried after her speech though.
It was
she won Best Rap Album, and yeah, that was very moving.
And oh, the other thing too, Lady Gaga won an award, and she pretty much just reiterated and reaffirmed all LGBTQIA and trans people living in our country, and was just like, trans people are not invisible. They're very much real, and they exist, and they deserve to be loved and uplifted just as we all do. And I thought that was very beautiful.
Gaga.
And needed. Yeah, no, Gaga, I go goo for Gaga. I love her so much.
She's coming back at a time when it's like, I feel like she knows when
she's needed.
Like, yeah, it's like a bat signal, and she's like, here I come.
Go ahead.
She has a new song out and a new video.
Abracadabra or whatever.
Look, again, I need people to start telling me when like things that matter to me are happening, because baby.
No, I think that was the like launch though, because so I tried to, because it was a MasterCard like commercial that debuted this music video, and when I tried to go on YouTube to find it, because I wanted to send it to Mariah, because Mariah's a huge Gaga fan, it wasn't listed even on her channel yet.
Interesting.
So it's like, so it's like super new, which means I think we're about to get a whole album. And if Gaga goes on tour, I know, right? I'm like,
I'll go.
I would
love to see her perform.
I would love to see it and be able to say that I've had that experience, but I'm like probably also not gonna like punch the air if I don't.
I might see it from like a raised section in the back somewhere.
Right.
What else happened? Oh, Benson Barry.
He's cute. I like him.
He is cute the whole time. Okay, before watching it, like when they were doing news coverage, I just kept asking, I'm like, who is that? Yeah. And I kept thinking, I was like, he's gonna turn out to be that the $1 Million Baby. What's that song?
Oh, Tommy Richmond.
Girl, I was just like, oh, he's gonna get up there and perform, and that's who he's gonna be. And then when he did, I was like, not right, but I still do know the song.
Right. I loved his energy. I loved his performance. I think he did a really great job.
Great energy.
He sounded really good too. Like, way to come out really hot and strong.
Especially for the song that he sings, it's basically yelling.
Right. Like every time I want to like sing that song, I have to use my very low singing inside voice. I can't ever sing it full out because people might think something's wrong with me.
Something else that I noticed is that this year's Best African Music Performance went to Thames.
Bless her.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love Thames around here. I said I'm not mad at that as I was last year. However, it made me do a little bit of research, because I was just like, who has won it previously, and like how many other like African or Afrobeats categories do they have? And they actually only have the Best African Music Performance, and they just I guess launched it, or it was introduced last year when Tyla won. So I think that's the reason why she won. But going back to what I said about Nicki, it still grinds my gears, because I'm like, Burna Boy and what's the guy's name? I can't think of it right now. Davido. I was like, David.
What was
Lord
it like
help me.
With last or whatever or something?
Burna Boy's whole last album.
But here's the thing. I will say though, like you know how big the global impact water had on the world. Like Tyla was everywhere. That it would be crazy for the Grammys to not recognize that record.
I could have given her pop, but
I wouldn't.
But Burna Boy's song was hot too. Last was
that last year?
Girl, it was the same year. I'm pretty sure that's the song she went up against with Water.
Last.
None everybody.
Really?
Very fast. Yes, girl. And then
Shadow.
And everybody was singing that.
But did you know that?
And then not only that, but Davido, he had a song too last year that was really popular, and he was up for that one. And then Arya Starr, she was also like, it's the people that she went up against. And I'm like, again, no, I can't doubt that. Like, I don't doubt. I saw Tyla had a really impactful year. However, they all had impactful years.
Yeah.
All the songs that were nominated in that category last year, I was like, I don't know how we just gave it to Tyla, because she wasn't even nominated this year, and she had an album.
Did she? I think was it not the same album?
Girl, Jump. Is that not a different album?
Oh, I could have sworn. I don't. This is how little I know. My whole thing is I thought Water was a single.
No, Water was a single, and then she had Tyla. Okay, I backtracked a little bit. I still remain my stance. But like, they didn't nominate Jump, and they didn't nominate any of the other singles that she put out this year. Like, she was nowhere this year.
Yeah. Well, also the other thing too is that you have to put yours up for consideration. So what if she wasn't even up for consideration?
Baby.
Because your label and stuff has to do all that, you know?
And so why didn't they?
I want to hear about this Heinz and DJ Mustard commercial, because I didn't see it, and I haven't. This is my first time hearing about this. What?
Girl, yeah, I just saw it. It's a Heinz commercial, and it's like, it says something about ketchup, and it's like, what's better than ketchup? And it's like mustard. And it's a mustard collab with DJ Mustard, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah,
we knew it had to come. Come on,
that's amazing.
I love that. Okay, I gotta go look that up then. I think I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't wait. Also, my cousin is like so upset with me because I got them started to liking that song.
Oh god.
But now like they all just walk around screaming mustard. And
yeah,
that's how I introduced it to them, because I just was like, one day in the car, I was just like, mustard, out of nowhere. She was like, that just pissed me off. What are you
I'm like, why would you do that? Why are you doing this?
I was like, it's like become a meme, because it's like, oh, you're just doing regular day stuff, and then somebody says mustard and you start screaming mustard like that. And she was like, but she hadn't heard the song or seen any of the memes, so I was like, now I'm having to show her all of it. So then it was like a whole thing, and she was like, girl, that's banned at our house. Like, we about to she was like jokingly like, we gonna sue you because it's stuck in everybody's head. I was like, yeah, don't blame me, blame Kendrick. Okay. But yeah, that was the Grammys. That was our take. All in all, how do you feel about it summed up and compared to like everything?
I think it was good. I think it was a great break from all the madness that's been happening. I love entertainment and performing and stuff, so it's just something that I always will love and enjoy. But I will say that it was a very well done show, like from top to bottom. And I can't remember if we really did get to touch on this or not, but every performer sounded really, really good. And all of the new artist performances that, I don't know if you haven't watched them all yet. Every single one of them, Shantae, was amazing. They will give you chills. Like, I was like, damn, this category is really stacked this year.
Okay. I liked Sabrina's performance a lot.
She's cute. She's really freaking cute.
She's adorable. I was like, ah.
Short and sweet.
But I was gonna say something. Was Weezer presenting an award, or am I tripping? Maybe not. Weezer.
I didn't hear you.
Weezer.
No. The guys from the Chili Peppers were. Is that who that was?
I don't know.
Chad Smith and one of the vocalists, I guess. I don't know.
Not one of the vocalists, I guess.
Chad, and I don't know. The only person I know is Chad Smith. I hate to say it, because he looks like Will Ferrell.
Okay, that's who it was then. I didn't realize that's who that was. And I feel really shitty now because it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So, like, how do you not know them?
I mean, it's okay. But like, when these rock stars and stuff take a break for a few years and then they come back, it's like, damn, life and rock and roll finally caught up to you.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I'm very excited to go back and finish it. And I'm really excited for Doechie's performance. And we've said that a million times.
Yeah.
But I'm also really, really, really excited that Beyonce has announced her tour and that we get to see her again.
Finally. And you know what? I told Viv, I was like, Beyonce said, okay, we postponed for the fires. And then these plane crashes happened. What are we gonna wait for World War III before I announce? Like, come on, let's just get these dates out.
And honestly, I'm glad that she did it when she did, because we needed some fucking good news. Like, dead ass. Like, thank you so much, Beyonce. Your timing was honestly perfect, because I couldn't take another news day of bad news.
Literally.
Don't nobody bring me
no bad news. No bad news. But yeah, Beyonce's going on tour. We're going to see her in DC, and I'm so ready. I'm so excited. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I'm just ready to see her and Blue again. I just know come on. Blue's gonna be there.
I'm ready to be like full country, like gear out.
And I'm gonna watch the Netflix Bowl back to back, or the Beyonce Bowl back to back, so I can learn the hoedown dance.
As you should.
We about to be cutting up. And the sweet honey bucking dance.
The one where they're bucking?
Bucking. Yeah.
Okay, not that one.
Whoa. Yeah.
Imagine trying to do that in a crowd full of people.
We'll all be doing it. What do you mean? We all will be doing it. I don't have to imagine it, Shantae.
I don't know if we're coordinated. If everybody's coordinated enough to do that, somebody might walk out with a black
Throw some
tie.
elbows, right?
Yeah. Now you got to fight in the stadium, especially if they try to do that in Atlanta. Girl, they ain't going for it.
Oh my god. But yeah, let's recap quickly and say what's the way and what's not the way.
What's not the way is all the madness going on in our country.
Period.
I feel like we need to take a breather from that.
We do. I wish we could just do like a big, like the Thanos snap.
Ooh.
And just, but everybody that stands for ignorance and genocide and all of that can just go.
It would be interesting to see who all would actually leave.
Right? Be like, oh, I thought I would would have seen them around.
Yeah. What? So-and-so's gone too? Damn.
But I will say Black History Month and just seeing Black people continue to win in this climate, that's the way.
Absolutely.
Every
Forever.
time. Always.
Yeah.
And the Grammys, I will say the way.
Yeah, I feel like we did this a few years ago and we said not the way because Beyonce did win.
No, right.
And we get to come back and say it was really good.
Like, and all things attributed, like not even just the fact that Beyonce finally, I feel like, got what she deserved, but it was a very well done show. Performances were great. Everything was, I think it was great.
Mics were on.
Yeah. So I think, let's see, for 2 out of 3, the way, we're not doing too bad. We had a pretty good run.
Yeah. That's a solid stat right there. But anyways, as you guys always know, you can catch us wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. That's YouTube, I guess. That's Spotify. That's Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen, we are. And if we're not, let us know. And you can do that by sliding in our DMs. On Instagram, it's The Way Jazz and Tay. On Twitter, it's The Way JT. I think that's everything.
Yeah, you covered it. That was nice. Some flawless, girl.
We also have a Facebook, but
we do.
I'm showing my geriatric millennial.
I was just gonna say, all the Anies out there, unks. If you want to catch us on Facebook, just give us a quick little search.
A like and a follow if you can. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But that is our show for the day. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you guys have thoughts and opinions about the Grammys before we close out, please let us know. Again, DMs, comment on the episode. Let us know what you think.
Bye, you guys. We'll see you soon.
Peace and love. Bye.
I'm a real fly girl. I jet set round the world. Stamps on the passport.